Hello all you Drag Race superfans and welcome to my channel. My name is EJ Marino and we have quite the interesting video today. After the premiere episodes of All Stars Season 7, I had a come to RuPaul moment. I think the show might have found its groove. Yeah, I think Stella and RuPaul got their groove back, and let's talk about how and why that happened. In this video, we're going to be looking at the recent seasons of Drag Race, this latest season, like season 14, and the premiere of All Star 7, and figure out what the hell is happening. I mean that in the best way possible. Yes, enough of this intro, let's talk about All Stars 7. Holy smokes, what a strong start to All Star 7. I haven't enjoyed a RuPaul's Drag Race season this much in quite some time. We'll talk about my feelings on the recent seasons in the next section, but overall, looking at the first two episodes of All Star 7, this is an incredible season. I am getting All Stars 2 vibes from this. I mean that in the terms of hype in the mainstream. I also mean that in the way the show is depicting the queens, the season, the challenges. I have a really good feeling about this. I don't know what it is about All Star 7, but it just feels like classic Drag Race, and I mean that so nicely. I loved when Drag Race was drama-filled, but it seemed to elevate the queens, seemed to actually want them to do better, seemed to want them to be well-liked by the audiences, and that's what I'm getting here. Of my boogie. Now, this isn't a perfect season. There is some obvious editing happening. Like, we know that infamous moment where it looked like Trinity lost her wig, but they kind of cut that out. Normally, they would have shown it to us and had a big, like, oh my god, but it seems like they just want the queens to look good. Even Yvie, oddly, who was not great in the Snatch game, I thought, was handled throughout this episode like, yeah, fine, you're okay. Now, this kind of lax judging definitely comes in the later episodes of any season. Like, that top 5, top 4, they're always just like, you're all so amazing, to quote Ross Matthews on my Shut Up Ross shirt. You know, it's like when you're a peach and you're not quite ready yet. Yeah, it's one of those vibes. It's those kind of judging. But here, it feels like they're actually trying to give these queens some time to shine. It's just like, you all are all amazing. These are the queens of the queens. We have to have you guys look good and sound good and feel good. Now again, the lip sync in like the first episode was a little off, but then we go to Snatch Game, which I thought was an incredibly fun, great time with Jinkx Monsoon really dominating it, but that's every Snatch Game. There was still some shining people like Raja and Trinity. I actually thought like Monét did okay as Mike Tyson mostly, not Monet's other pick. Yeah, okay, I am just there's just so many thoughts in my head, and it's just really happy to be this joyful about a season. This is a hella strong start. I remember going back down to All Stars 6, All Stars 5, and being like, oh, we're just starting it. Like, I loved the queens on All Stars 5. It just felt like the show did not know what to do with them. In All Stars 6, I love our winner with Sonique Love, but really? Serena Cha-Cha and Scarlet Envy, Jan? These are the people we brought back for an All-Stars. It just felt like it didn't have the weight. With people like Raja, the Vivienne, oh my god, Yvie Oddly, Shea, Couleé, Jaida Essence Hall, Jinkx. These are really strong queens, and it feels like they deserve to be here. It truly feels like we are trying to uplift the best of the best, which brings me back to All Stars 2, which had the best cast out of all the All Stars. I do think it's a little too season 5 heavy, which led to the Relax Attacks drama, but also at the same time, it's just a great collection of queens. I do think All Stars 3 with like Bendela Creme, Shangela, and Trixie are an amazing top contenders, and that did not go that way, so yeah. I am just curious on how everyone else feels about the start of this. Am I the only one who feels like Drag Race is finally finding its groove with its edit, with its queens, with the fan reception? Especially after the recent seasons that I don't think they're that good. If you follow this channel, you know I hated UK versus the world to me, one of the weakest seasons we've ever had. And I'm talking about like it goes there with Down Under and some of the other like international ones that aren't that great, some of the US ones that aren't that great. Yeah, I think UK versus the World was a really weak season. But I'm looking at season 12 and season 13. When I did my ranking video, which you can find up here, I didn't like them. I don't think the recent seasons have really been that great. Now, with season 14, it ran a little too long. We'll talk about season 14 in a bit, where I have a lot more to say since I did not review it. But yeah, season 12 and 13, it just felt like the edits were off. It just felt like something wasn't completely there. Yeah, we had to get rid of like redacted pie in one of them, and yeah, one of them was filmed during the pandemic. It just felt like it wasn't there. It goes back a little further. Like, I haven't loved a mainline season since about 9. I think 9's the last one that I was just like, oh my god, Drag Race is the best thing ever. Yeah, I haven't felt that in a while, and I couldn't figure out why. Then I go to UK versus the World, which has some of the messiest editing. It felt like I saw the producers screaming who I wanted to win and what was happening. It's not how I like my reality TV. I barely like reality TV, so I want it to feel better edited. I want it to feel like we're having a good guide through it. I know there's producer meddling in every single reality show, competition or otherwise. I get that, but I don't want to be able to see the strings being pulled. It's like watching a like old 70s movie in a 4K remaster. Like, I don't need to see everything. Please give me back to a VHS, because that makes it feel better. That's kind of what I wanted with newer seasons. I wanted them to take back the polish. Stop trying to make this a perfect show and just let the queens be the queens and have fun and showcase their drag. That's what I think is so different about All Stars 7. We feel like we're getting to showcase these queens and what they could do. Yeah, it helps that nobody's going home, so it's just basically a Mario Party where everyone's trying to win as many stars. But that's fine compared to like UK versus the World or All Stars like 4 or 5, when they're just getting rid of strong contenders for the sake of the show and the drama. And I'm like, I would rather watch Pangina win and do more things than watch a bag of chips here still. Those are the kind of things that I did not get with the editing of other seasons. And I mean that in other ways. Like, really? Candy Muse going that far after being like left there? I have issues with so many of these seasons, but I'm just really happy to see that, you know, that we could be on a better path. These other seasons have been very critiqued by us as fans, so maybe the producers are actually listening for once. Or maybe we're just so desensitized and been beaten down that any good thing just feels maybe a little bit better. While I did not review season 14, I had my eyes on it. I watched it sporadically, then I kind of got into it closer to the end of the season. Look, that season was like 18 years long. I aged 45,000 years in between the start of season 14 and the end of it. It felt crazy. It felt like it went the whole span of the pandemic. But once I got over the, wow, nobody's going home and it's chocolate and casting a straight person, after I got rid of all of that, I was realizing, like, the queens are really strong. Like, Angeria, one of my favorite queens we've seen. Willow Pill, Lady Camden, these were really strong people, and I felt like I was allowed to see them grow. Now, do I think Bosco was kind of dragged along a little bit too much throughout the show? Yeah, and Diabetes wasn't my favorite person ever, but these are just small little things that are like normal in reality TV. When we have a strong pair like Angeria and Willow heading to the finals, and then that amazing final 2 with Camden and Willow doing that great performance and the It's Pants outfit, oh my goodness, so good. Yeah, I was really like, okay, we're getting back to something. Even just the actual episodes of Drag Race themselves felt different. Felt like it was a stronger edit throughout. It felt like we were like getting the vision through. Like, I understood what the producers were trying to say. I understood what the queens were trying to do. I got every one of them. There was a little bit of drama here and there, but it wasn't too stupid. Like, yeah, we kind of basically set it up so we had that lip sync fiasco, but that lip sync episode was really strong. It made me think of the one in All Stars 4 that had like Gia Gunn and Naomi Smalls and all that killing it in that little lip sync battle. It made me think of that, which is one of the last great All Stars moments. So I was really into 14. I was really happy to see that the mainline seasons were starting to grow a bit better. I really want to like this show, but there's a lot of queer content. I just this month have reviewed Fire Island, Queer as Folk, watching Legendary. Now we have this. I mean, we're here. Dragula's always looming around. There's so much queer content that Drag Race really needed to step it up to make sure it was still the top of the top. Yes, the ratings are good and it wins awards, but us as fans, we were starting to notice. Season 14 was like, to me, the start of Stella getting her groove back, but now she's found a fine man, having a great time, and we could be in a new era, maybe a new prime era of Drag Race. Let's keep it up because 14's good, and oh my god, All-Star 7 is off to a lovely start. Now, where do we go from here with All-Star 7, and in general, where do we go with Drag Race in the future? One thing I will say, let's make sure All-Stars is these cool point-based system. I like watching them win stars and who does good and blocking people with the plunger. Maybe not the plunger specifically, a stupid gag, but between the chocolate bars and the plunger, I don't know, the plunger makes me laugh a little bit more. I don't know, June Jambalaya saying,
"It's chocolate."
It's still pretty iconic. Okay, so where do we go from here? Let's hope All-Star 7 keeps up the good pace. Nobody's going home, so how do they maintain the drama? The blocking is going to be really good, but what happens when Shea Couleé is like 18 stars ahead of the other girls? I do get a little bit nervous that the structure of the season could not keep up the whole way through, but I have faith. I think these queens are really strong, making sure we see all of their looks, getting to perform in all of the challenges. Like, Raja hasn't done an acting challenge since like Boobarella in season 3. Like, I am really looking forward to seeing what else they can do with getting these queens to play around in different challenges, and I don't have to worry about them going home. I wanted that in UK versus the world. We had some of the best international people ever, and then we was just like, let's watch them go home from drama and watch Pangina cry because that was gonna get us. I don't even want to think about UK versus the world. But yeah, I fear we're going to go that route, but it seems like we're not. It seems like this season is off to a very good start, and it could keep going. I also hope we keep this formula for All-Stars going forward. Yes, it would make the all-winner season more special to be the point-based thing, and, you know, all the very ego-filled winners would like to be depicted in the best way possible, so I could see it sticking for the all winners vibe, but I hope this is a good change for the All-Stars formula where we can start showing the All-Stars and letting them feel like stars, give them the platform. Now, I would hope season 14 or season 15 follows what 14 started as well. I'm just liking the idea and the essence of Drag Race again. It took a while, I was bitter and jaded, but I'm having fun. I really want to see people like Shea and Jaida keep having a great time. I really want to see what else we can do with All-Star 7. Oh my goodness, the premiere was good. Shea winning that first episode was obvious. I love that little Ella Fitzgerald lip sync.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
I know people probably hate it, and I liked episode 2. The lip sync was not as strong, but it was still okay. These are good challenges as well. That Snatch game, instantly iconic. Jinkx Monsoon, when she pulled up the more chords as Judy Garland, I said we'll give her the win the whole season, basically. So good. And when she brought up the dude from season 5 that thought he killed Judy, oh my goodness. Those are the deep cut references that will come from an all-winner season. People like Jinkx and Raja seem to love the idea of Drag Race, love the like essence and the je ne sais quoi of this legacy, and they seem to be wanting to infuse that into the season. That's all I want. I want Drag Race to respect and love drag and Drag Race as a show itself. So hey, this could be it. We could be in a very good zone for Drag Race fans. I'm just in a good mood, and I may review the rest of the season if you guys like my breakdown of the premieres and where the state of Drag Race is. So let me know what you think, because we have a lot more to talk about if the season's going to be this good. Alright everyone, that is it for my review of Drag Race, the premiere of All-Star 7, a state of the union for drag culture. I don't know what this was, but I had feelings and I had to let it out with you all today. I know I'm not the only one who feels the change in the winds of Drag Race. I think this could be the moment we've all been waiting for. So share your feelings down in the comments below. What did you think of the premiere? What did you think of this video? I want to know all your stuff, so share it down below. Comment, thumbs up, subscribe, all of that jazz. Let's talk about Drag Race, and oh my god, all the goodies down below.